Hello and welcome back to the Daily Edit. I am your host, Todd Middlebrooks, and today we're going to talk about behind the scenes. We're going behind the scenes of behind the scenes to edit some behind the scenes photos on this episode of the Daily Edit. So I recently had the opportunity, very recently, just within the past hour or so, had the opportunity of helping my son, who is a graduating senior, set up a studio in his kind of studio area of his bedroom in order to shoot a video, kind of his final goodbye to his Instagram account that was part of his senior project that he did for his school. It was an Instagram setup for OMA Athletics, and the account is OMA Warriors. And anyway, he wanted to say kind of a transitional handoff video that he wanted to produce, and he shares a passion for video production and things of that nature with me. So he asked if he could borrow a camera and a light. So what did we do? Ultimately, we set up a kind of a video shoot for him to produce this video. And that's kind of what I want to go behind the scenes of today. I want to share kind of that setup, and then we're going to edit one of those behind the scenes photos in Snapseed. So kind of a behind the scenes of behind the scenes. Hey, that is you. Thanks for the comment, and thanks for tuning in. All right. So let's head into the phone here and the device. And this is kind of the behind the scenes setup that we have. It's a single softbox there with the Canon camera set up with a 50 millimeter 1.8 lens. All that to say that we were setting up for kind of a shallow depth of field, shallow background. And we boomed the mic over top for good, clean audio. This is kind of the shot we were achieving in the camera there. This is the shot that we're going to edit today, and this is kind of the view that the camera had in that setup. Here's just another angle showing the softbox. We were balancing the softbox with some natural light from a window on the other side of the setup, and it worked well. And this is kind of the finished image that we're going to edit. Here's just another reverse angle showing what more like the natural room looked like to our eye versus kind of what the camera was seeing. So let's get into the edit here. We will open up that image. And the first thing I'll notice right off, and you may notice as well from previous episodes, is the perspective is a little off. And again, I'm going to start this one like we did yesterday with the crop versus cropping towards the end, just so I can get a better idea of the perspective of this image. This is kind of the crop we were looking for. And again, you can see the perspective distortion in the table somewhat, and then kind of in the monitor in the background there. And that's what we're going to address first with the perspective tool. So we'll go in here. We'll adjust this perspective just a little bit. And while that does address the perspective on the table and the monitor, it does kind of expose us to a little bit of rotation issue. So we will straighten up that monitor in the back there, using kind of the guidelines. And then finally, what I'd like to do to just further clean this up a little bit is to constrain my crop just a little bit more to get rid of that lower edge of the table, or where the table stops. Kind of want to keep the elbows in the frame there. That kind of leaves that back monitor a little off center, but it's balanced in the image with the secondary monitor there. So to me, that's not a deal breaker on the crop there. So that looks pretty good. The next thing I want to do, because of the kind of the soft box lighting here that we're achieving, the soft colored saturated background there, I think I will go ahead and go in and do the Glamour Glow just to kind of enhance that just a little bit. It does bring the saturation down, so I'm going to bring that back just a little. You see that kind of gets rid of some of that crisp detail in the table there, creates some smoothness. Overall, just enhances the look. And then, of course, we'll add our vignette here at the end. And again, you can press and hold to reposition that vignette. Darkens the edges, focuses the concentration there where we want it in the foreground. And I think that'll do it. It's a good looking edit of a behind the scenes photo that was kind of behind the scenes of another project that we were working on earlier. So, yeah, that looks good. So feel free to check out OMA Warriors, their account on Instagram, for the finished video, if you care to see what that looks like now that you've seen the behind the scenes. And I'll post this behind the scenes image to the Daily Edit on Instagram, and this image will be up on this story there. I want to thank you for tuning in today. If you got value out of this video, I'd appreciate subscribe and ring that bell for notifications to know that when we go live again, and you'll be ready to tune in. Also, if you're on Facebook, we do have a Facebook page at the Daily Edit Live on Facebook. These videos also are reposted there as well, so if you prefer Facebook, you can check them out there. And until next time, thanks for tuning in to the Daily Edit.